Aspire to Inspire is asking, how do you deal with all of the negative propaganda about Israel? So I'll make it a little bit more klali, a little bit more general. So how do I deal with negativity? First of all, a lot of people care what others think. An Orthodox Jew only really cares what God thinks. That's like the mind shift. Many liberal Jews, even some religious Jews. I know a girl from Cape Town, Sea Point, and she was from America. And she was Orthodox, kept Shabbos, kept kosher, maybe a little bit more to the lenient side, but still Orthodox. And she had a lot of very left statements. She had trouble with a lot of things that happens in Israel because she's from America. And she cares what the people that she went to university with thinks about her. I'll give you a good example. It says in the Torah, you cannot lie with a man as you do with a woman, which is the prohibition against homosexuality, the relationship. If you are homosexual, you have desires. Let's be very honest here now on this live stream. We all have desires. Maybe not for the same sex, but we all have desires. When you act on those desires, there's a saying in Chazal that says, first the eye sees, then the heart wants, and then the limbs complete the action. This is like my motto whenever there's a little bit of a temptation. That's how things work in life. First you see something, and then you want it, your heart wants it, desires it, and then you take action to complete that. So if you are someone that have inclinations, a teva, a desire for something that is forbidden in the Torah, I'm keeping it now everything klali, so it's not just homosexuality. Another example is, let's say you want to eat now pork. You have a desire for this for some reason. If you didn't eat the pork, then you didn't commit the sin. It's only really a sin, homosexuality, if you act on it. There's other problems also with homosexuality because one of the positive commandments on men is prurvu, to be fruitful and multiply. Now, how exactly are you going to achieve that if you are not with a lady friend? If you were to ask Orthodox Jew, is it okay for two men to be in a homosexual relationship? Orthodox Jew, it's an easy answer. No, it's not okay. The Torah says it's not okay. You should get the death penalty for that. It's even against the laws of Noah. That's the straight answer. Now, modern Orthodox Jews, to the left leaning, I'm talking about, they struggle with this. It sounds harsh, but that is God's opinion. And that's how you deal with negativity. On this channel, I always keep things positive, but I get a lot of negative comments. Some you see, because I don't really delete comments. Some, it's so negative that YouTube hides it. YouTube thinks it's disturbing. I get a lot of them. Not one or two. I get a lot of them daily. Now, what I actually do is I actually read most of my comments, good and bad, because everything is a mirror in life. We learn this in Judaism. Everything reflects back to you. Maybe there's something you should learn from this comment. Now you can take the garbage out of this comment and chuck it. It's not relevant. Uneducated, you can make all these statements about the person that wrote it. Sometimes there's a stickle of truth, there's a little bit of truth in that statement, and that you should take. That's helping you to change, be better. Don't care too much about what people say or what people think. Care only about what God thinks. Now, to answer your question directly about how do I deal with negativity about Israel, it's very easy. If someone were to ask me or tell me, there's a genocide in Gaza happening, there's not. I made a video about it. The population of Gaza has increased. In a genocide, the population decreases. They say we're starving the Gaza population. Look at our hostage that Hamas took. Look what he looks like. And look what these terrorists look like. They look well fed. Also, there's some woman that you see in the background, never in the front. God forbid. We don't want to tell the truth on the news. But Baruch Hashem, they eat healthy. I would say unhealthy because they're a little bit on the big side. They should do some exercise. First of all, the news you cannot trust. That's been well proven. There was actually a report from a German newspaper that actually showed a photographer taking a photo with people with pots and pans. It looks like they need food right now. There was no food distribution. It was just a photo op. So we call it Bollywood. From India. No offense, aspire to inspire. India has Bollywood, very famous. Palestine has Hollywood. Well produced. People in bags start moving. Supposed to be dead, right? We killed them. Starts moving. But yes, most of it's fake. This is Jewish land. God gave us this land. I care about what God thinks. I do not care about what you think. Often you can counterattack. So if it's an American, you can say, look, you took America from the American Indians. If it's the Australians having what to say, you can say, look, you killed all the Aborigines. You don't have to go far back in any country's history to see that they slaughtered the population to get the land. That's what we are not doing. That is why we are sitting with all our problems. That's how I deal with negativity in general, not just about Israel, but about life. You know, I work as an inspector for the government, Ministry of Defense, Ministry of Health, National Insurance Fund, medical aids. People don't like inspectors. I check if people are stealing. I report people that are stealing. I do a lot of things. People are not happy with me. But God says you should be honest and you should be straight. You shouldn't steal. And I follow God's laws. I do not really care about what people have to say about that.